Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Today I'll share a few minutes of experience with my new Vonixx polisher. This is a mini or nano polisher. I found it interesting because you can change out, it has adapters to make it either a rotary polisher or a mini orbital polisher. I do have plenty of larger polishers. That's just a fraction of them right there, and only 3 mini polishers in the middle that are still operating. So I thought I would share my experience with this one here that just came in. Let's start with the unboxing. That way you get to see what does come with the package. A nice case, sort of a carbon fiber look to it. Pretty neat. So this is going to be a kit, the way it looks, not just the polisher. And it is. So looks like quite a few pads, 1.5 to 2 inch. Wool, microfiber, beveled foam pads, cut, finish, and medium. And the beveled pads come in 1.5 and 2 inch as well. So that's pretty sweet. You get the instruction manual. Charger. 2 batteries. Always important. If you're going to be using these all day long, you can have one charging while you're using it and just swap them out when you're ready. Looks like an attachment for interior, like boar's head hairs. Medium softness. Extension. This will turn the polisher from, okay, so that'll turn it from rotary into orbital polisher. Here's another brush for interiors. Here's the backing plate. Here's the tool to swap out the heads or the adapters, and another extension. Get that all in there. And finally, the polisher itself. Looks like about a 12 millimeter throw, 8 or 12 millimeter throw. Okay, so that's what comes with the kit, a complete kit. Let's get to the next segment where we take a closer look at the polisher and attachments. So by the way, Vonixx is a company out of Brazil, a rather large detailing supply company. A lot that I've tested have been extremely effective so far. This is a 325 watt, 6 variable speed machine, from 2,000 to 5,000 rotations per minute. You get the different attachments, the backing plates. We're going to go over all of that. Shroud. This is sort of like a softer rubber grip here for polishing. This is going to be the speed indicator, and it does show you battery life and your 6 speeds. And here is the power button. So let's see if it comes with any of the batteries. It'll give us just enough juice to power it up. And there we go. So something to be thoughtful of. As soon as you power the unit up with the power button here, it will start on the first speed setting. And the only adjustments you can make is going to be speed right here with these buttons. This here is to lock up the oscillation, so you can take off the backing plate and then take off the shroud here, and you can swap out your attachments to make it orbital to rotary function. So let's power this up and listen to it. Again, it's going to start at the first speed position, so there's no feathering, and you go up in speed from there. Nice balance. Not a whole lot of screaming sound or high-pitched sound to it. Not a whole lot of vibration, but it is a small polisher. And that gives you an indication when you need to charge it. Power it down. Dimensions of the polisher, just in case you would like to know if this is something that fits your criteria. When it comes to a mini polisher, it only weighs 2 pounds, 2.5 ounces. Dimensions of the polisher continue with its length, a foot in length. A measurement from the shroud to the top of the polisher that will give you dimensions on height, dimensions on width, so you know how you can squeeze your polisher into tight positions. Very light, very balanced. All right, for the look inside segment, there really isn't a whole lot to see. Brushless motors, they're very boring. When you have battery powered polishers and tools are going to be brushless, not really a whole lot to see inside. So we're going to skip right to the attachments, what are available, what come with it, how they are swapped out, and we'll then proceed to the performance segment of the video. If you are looking to swap out backing plates, this is going to be the tool to assist you with that. There's about 1/4 inch between the shroud and the backing plate to slide this tool in there. Turn it until the tool fits in and locks. The gears, counterclockwise motion, you're going to twist off the backing plate. And then you have your choice between a 1.5 and 2 inch backing plate. Here's what it looks like underneath that backing plate and how you slide the tool in there to lock in. Okay, if you would like to change this from the largest throw that it has to a smaller throw, so if you want to get in and polish up against tight edges and tight areas, very easy to do. Press in this button here, this locks the gear, the pinion, and the ring gear. Bring in this tool one more time and wrap it around the counterbalance, and you're going to twist that once again counterclockwise, and keep doing that until the threads release your attachment or your counterbalance. Now this one here, you're going to go from a 10 or 12 millimeter throw to about a 6 millimeter throw, and that just goes right on those threads there. Keep the button pressed in. That keeps everything locked up, and be careful that you're not cross-threading and stripping the threads in here. Once you have it started, grab this tool one more time and twist clockwise to tighten. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. And now, let me fire this up. It'll start again in the first speed setting. Now you have a polisher with a shorter throw. So the oscillation, instead of being really wide, it's tightened up a little bit to get in tighter areas. And the backing plate won't slap up against edges or body lines or whatever trim if you're trying to get tight up and polish against emblems. It's a little bit safer. Now, if you really want to get tight up against polishing some areas, let's remove this one more time. Press the button, it locks up all the gears. Insert the tool, twist counterclockwise, keep twisting, and it will release the attachment. Now, what we can do here is grab, let me see here. These are 2 size extensions. So the short one will bring the, I'll put it on for you here. Press the button so it stops spinning. Twist it clockwise. You can do that by hand only so far, and then when that gets tight, you want to bring in your tool again and you'll see it fits in there nicely. When you're tightening these things down, you don't need to use 28,000 square foot-pounds, just make it snug. And now you have a rotary tool. Let's just put on the 2-inch backing plate so I could show you what that looks like when it's operational. Plenty of room between the shroud and the backing plate. How about we put a pad on there as well? Let's just grab one of these foam pads, beveled foam pad. Fire this up, and I'll show you, you now have a rotary polisher. No oscillation, just the rotation. Then you can really get tight up against edges and peaks and body lines. Okay, so let me show you what it looks like with the longer extension on there. Fit the tool in there, counterclockwise twist until the backing plate comes completely off. Then we're going to press this button down, put the tool on there again, and a counterclockwise twist gets it loose enough that you can remove it by hand. Let's get the longer attachment on there. This can only fit one way. You're going to have the wider hole to fit on the threads here. You're going to have the thinner hole for the threads of the backing plate. So press the button down, that locks everything up. Get it started, and again, you do not want to cross thread or your day is over. Use the tool with the button pressed to lock everything. Tighten it down. And when I mean tighten, I don't mean He-Man tighten, just a snug. Get the backing plate on here. And to get this tight, keep that button pressed down, it locks everything up, and then just tighten it by hand. Fire it up, and you're good to go. As you can see, no oscillation, just the rotation, and you can really fit this into tight areas. Where would you fit this in tight areas with that rotary? Well, let me quick show you. The shop manager, well, she's not very interested, but let me give you an idea. Recessed areas like down here with the smaller backing plate and pad, you'll be able to get in there. If you want to squeeze the head of the polisher in there and straighten it up a bit, take off that extension. And you'll be able to get in there. Also great for polishing these lips here, getting up under the grill. Let me quick show you another way you can use it on interiors. So let's get that backing plate off of there and that pad. You could do this either as a rotary polisher or with oscillation. I'm going to use one of these attachments. I use the one that gives me the longest throw or the largest throw. And this one's going to be the one with the, yeah, the larger one's going to be the one with the larger throw. So let's get this on. I just like to get it snug up there, hand tighten first, and then get the tool on and just go maybe a quarter, or not even a quarter of a turn, and it's snug. Now, what we want to do is grab one of these attachments over here. We have both of these attachments I would like to show you. Let's get this one on first. That way you're going to need the assistance of the tool to hold it, so you can get things tightened up. Again, this is a raw video here, guys. I'm sharing this with you real time. Nothing really scripted, as usual. Let's turn this on and I'll show you the oscillation we have now. And this is how I use it. So besides polishing, I like to use the machine. I like to get as much use out of these machines as possible. None of them are extremely cheap. Some are economical and more affordable than others, but you like to utilize them as much as possible. So in the wintertime, when you get that crust from brine and salt around the edges here, what I like to do to get some use out of the machine is spot clean. Or if you have just a little spot in the center, get your shampoo on there or your cleaner, fire it up, and this will do a damn good job spot cleaning for you. And you can just mop up from here with a microfiber, and you have a nice clean floor mat. Let me swap out attachments one more time and show you yet another way you can utilize the tool if you wish. Just hand tight. Now these bristles are very, very soft. Let's go over to the car. Now there are a few areas on the interior, and I'm sure as imaginative as you guys are, you can come up with many more, but speaker grills, just turn it on low. Cleaning dust out of the vents for the air conditioning, the HVAC system, corners, edges, you can dust them. And there are many ways you can utilize the tool with such an attachment. All right, gang, that's going to do it for this video here. Again, there are pretty many attachments and pads and backing plates. You can use it to work inside and out. It is a bit pricey at $329 for the kit. You can look for just the polisher. I've seen kits go anywhere from $179 up to $340, $350 from different polishers. I've tried quite a few. I look forward to putting this through the paces to see if it lasts, how it works, and how these pads hold up, how the attachments hold up, and I'll keep you filled in. Brian from Apex Detail. Again, always a pleasure to spend a few minutes with you throughout the day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ew, toothbrush.